Hello dear learners, welcome back once again to this video on the structural mechanics. Today we are going to consider a beam, obviously the continuous beam, in which there will be a sinking of support, and this analysis is to be done by the moment distribution method. Let us see this problem. Here we are required to find out the support moments for the beam as shown in the figure. If B joint is sinking by 2.5 millimeter, is it okay, and the value of I and E are been given into this problem, is it okay. Now we can see here this being a continuous beam. In this case joint B is sinking in the downward direction, so it is going to affect, this sinking effect is going to affect joint A as well as joint C in the sense of the friction moment about that particular joint. Let us see how this sinking affects on the adjacent span. So I have drawn the free body diagram of this joint or of this particular joint B, where two members are meeting, BA and BC. I have drawn the spans individually. So this shows the friction moment about the joints AB and BC spans, is it okay. So apart from this friction moment, one more effect is going to take into place about that particular individual joint, and that effect is due to the sinking. So let us see what is that effect. So here you can see joint B is moving in the downward direction, and this is the free body diagram for the sinking effect for span AB. Similarly on the right hand side we can see the sinking effect for the span BC. So due to sinking, the effect is introduction of the, what we can say, moment about that individual joint. So as B is moving in the downward direction, so due to this a moment induced is equal to 6ci delta by L square, and delta is delta B, is it okay. As this couple is the only force acting for this particular free body diagram, so it will act as it is on the far end. It is not been carried over, but it is been transferred from one end to the another end with the same magnitude and with the same direction, is it okay. This already we have seen into the introductory part of this moment distribution, how it is to be taken as an individual. So here we have shown the effect of fixicity of the beam as well as the effect of the sinking of the support about point B for the span BA as well as for BC. So as far as BC is concerned, B is sinking in the downward direction. So due to sinking, a moment is introduced into this part of a beam about point B of magnitude 6ci delta B by L square. So same is the case with the another end, same magnitude and same directions are being transferred on the far end also, is it okay. So here 6ci delta by L square delta V, and here also it is L square, is it okay. So this is the effect of fixicity of the beam as well as the effect of sinking about joint B, is it okay. So while finding out the first thing in this particular introduction or this particular analysis of this continuous beam, we know as usual we are going to first of all find out the friction moment, in which we'll be definitely considering both the effects due to the fixicity first effect and due to the sinking of the support is the second effect. So I have to combine both these two effects for finding out the friction moment, is it okay. This what I am talking about is already learned into the earlier videos when we were dealing with the friction beams, is it okay. So let us see what is the friction moment about point A, B and C. So here friction moment about point AB, this span is imposed with the UDL throughout, so it becomes a standard case whose friction moment is equal to minus WL square by 12. Why minus? Because it is anti-clockwise. As far as to that, another effect is also been added, that is sinking effect, and this is again minus 6 EI delta by L square. Why minus? Because again about point A it is in the anti-clockwise direction. So both are anti-clockwise. So for MAB near A joint, both are minus. Is it okay? Now as far as the right hand part is concerned, about point B, MBA is the fixicity effect, which includes effect due to the fixicity as well as due to the sinking of the support. So here you can see plus WL square by 12 and minus 6CI delta by L square, plus because it is effect of fixicity is in the clockwise direction, and due to the sinking it is moment is anti-clockwise direction. Is it okay? So due to fixicity WL square by 12 and due to sinking of the support minus 6CI delta BA by L square. Is it okay? So after understanding what are the sign conventions and what are the effect to be taken into account when it comes to a sinking of the support, so we have worked out the value of MBA bar and MAB bar, which are the fixed moment about joint A, considering fixicity as well as the sinking of the support. Is it okay? So let us find out for the second span BC. So again BC anti-clockwise, so minus WL by 8. So this is a standard, what we can say, case for a simply supported beam with a point load at the center. So its bending moment will be equal to, or fixed moment will be equal to WL by 8. So I am just substituting the values and the direction for an individual moments occurring about joint B. So first moment is due to the fixed moment as a standard case, that is anti-clockwise, so minus WL by 8, whereas the effect due to the sinking is introducing what, the clockwise couple about joint P. So it is clockwise and this is anti-clockwise, so plus and minus. So putting that individual value of the loads and the lengths, we are in a position to have the simplification of MBC and MCB. So here also clockwise, so plus WL by 8, and clockwise again, therefore effect of sinking is also clockwise. So this is how we have found out the fixed moment about point B as well as point C. Similarly for the third span, that is MCD. So again it is imposed with the UDL throughout the length, so standard case, so WL square by 12 minus, because it is forming a anti-clockwise couple about point C, and on the right hand side near joint D it is clockwise, so it is equal to plus. So this is how we have worked out the values of the fixed moment, in which we have included the effect of fixicity as well as due to the effect of sinking of the support B. Is it okay? So once we finish with the fixed moment, now the next important thing which we have to work out is the distribution factor, for which what we have to understand is the joints which are to be taken for the consideration. So you can see here joint B is an intermediate joint and joint C is also an intermediate joint. So about joint B, two members are meeting, about joint C also two members are meeting. So we are going to take into account that joint B and we are going to find out the value for the distribution factor, and we know for that purpose we have to have this formation of the table which considers joints and the members meeting at that joint, their individual relative stiffness and total stiffness of the joint, and at last we are going to work out the value of distribution factor. Is it okay? So here about point B, let us talk about BA joint, BA member. So BA is the member, its relative stiffness is K1, that is equal to I by L. Is it okay? So here this is simply I by L, because if we talk about a stiffness of an individual member, far end is fixed, so it will be what, 4 I by L. But when we are talking about the relative stiffness about that joint, so it has to be 4 by 4 I by L. Is it okay? So 4 gets cancelled, so only remaining is K1 equal to I by L. Putting that appropriate value of moment of inertia and the span, we got a value of K1 equal to 0.33 L. Is it okay? Similarly K2 we have worked out, so again I by L, because far end is again partial fixity due to the, because it is a intermediate support of a continuous beam, so it is to be treated as a fixed support far end. Is it okay? So this is K3 and this is K3 and K4. So similarly we have worked out the value of K3 and K4, and about an individual joint we have to find out the total relative stiffness of joint B and joint C, which is nothing but it is the summation of relative stiffness about that joint whatever member are meeting. So about this joint K1 plus K2, and about this joint it is equal to what? K3 plus K4. So this is how we have to work out the value of the total relative stiffness. And the next part about this particular table is to find out the distribution factor. So distribution factor for BA is equal to relative stiffness of BA divided by total stiffness about that particular joint. Is it okay? So 0.33 divided by 0.83. Similarly for the second case BC member, K2 divided by algebraic summation of K. So K2 divided by 0.83. Same is the case with this distribution factor, K3 divided by algebraic summation of K and K4 divided by algebraic summation of K. So this is how we have worked out the value of the distribution factor for BA, BC, CB and CD. So this is the another important thing, because we are dealing with the moment distribution where the moment is to be distributed as per the relative stiffness of that individual member, for which what factor with which it is to be distributed, that we have worked out. Is it okay? So this is what is the factor which depends upon the relative stiffness of a member. So these are going to give you the proportion of distribution of the moment. So this is another very important step to be understood and worked out at this particular stage. Is it okay? Now the next is the analysis by the moment distribution method. We know we have to form a tabulated form like this as we did into the earlier cases. Same table we are going to form, then in which we will be first of all placing the values of distribution factor about point B and about point C. So about point was equal to 0.4 and 0.6, and about C it was 0.6 and 0.4. If you do the algebraic summation of these two, it comes out to be unity. Same is the case with joint C. Now after finishing with the placement of distribution factor in this table, the next job is to what we have already found out, that is the friction moment, taking into account the fixity of the beam as well as the sinking support effect. So I have to find write all these various friction moment about that individual joint on the left hand side as well as on the right hand side of the joint. So we have already found out MAB, MBA, BC, CB, CD and DC. So these are the various things. Is it okay? Now why it is necessary to distribute the moments here? Let us first of all understand that. Is it okay? So here there is ununiformity of the moment on the left hand part of the beam and right hand part of the beam. That means at this stage this joint B is not in the equilibrium. When it will be in the equilibrium? When this moment is equal to this moment. If it would have been plus 18.33 and minus 18.33, so that would have been in the equilibrium condition, but there is a disparity of the moment for the individual span meeting about that particular joint B, so it is not in equilibrium, and that is why we have to distribute the moment on the far end, and that too in the proportion of distribution factor which is related to the relative stiffness of an individual member. So this is what is the main, what we can say, abstract of this particular moment distribution method. So now let us start with the moment distribution of the unbalanced moment about joint B and C. So here let us first do the first iteration in which the distribution of the moment will be difference of these two moments BA and BC, that is 18.33 minus 1.25 into negative of 0.4 for B on the left hand part. Is it okay? So this is what is the thing. Is it okay? So here I have done the algebraic summation multiplied by 0.4 and its negative value I have taken into account. Same is the case with this. Difference of these two multiplied by negative of distribution factor for BC. So this is how we are getting the value of this simplification, minus 7.83 on the left hand part, and on the right hand side of B 11.75. Same is the case with the joint C. Algebraic difference of these two, 51.25 minus 3.37.5 into minus of distribution factor for that, and is it okay? So here difference multiplied by distribution factor and it's negative, so that is coming out to be equal to minus 8.25 for left hand part of C, and for right hand part after simplifying we are getting this particular point minus 5.50. Is it okay? So this is how we did the distribution of the moment. Now distribution is never done for a single joint, its effect is also to be transferred on the far end. So about joint B, A is far end on the left hand, and about joint B, C is the far end. As far as this joint C is concerned, for joint C far end is B, and for joint C far end is D. Is it okay? So this is to be carried over on the far ends, and while carrying over we know what is to be done. We have to do the half of the moment to be carried over on the far end. So half of this will be transferred to A, half of this will be transferred to C, half of this will be transferred to B, half of this will be transferred to D, and same is the case with the remaining part. Is it okay? So this is what we have right now. So here unbalanced moment has been found out, and that is been carried over on the far end, and those values are half of this, half of this is given here, half of this is given here. So always whatever distributed moment we have, that is to be transferred half of it's on the far end. So this is what we have done into the first iteration. Is it okay? So this is the first iteration which we have performed, in which first step is to find out the unbalanced moment and distributed with respect to the distribution factor for an individual span, and after doing that half of that is to be transferred on the far end, which is what we call it as a carrying over of the moment on the far end. Is it okay? So this completes first iteration. After finishing with this, you can see here still about this joint some more distribution is required to be done. So let us do that distribution of moment once again. So here minus 4.33 multiplied by distribution factor and its negative. So minus 4.13 into distribution factor and its minus, so that is equal to plus 1.65. Is it okay? Now here again minus 4.13 into negative of distribution factor 0.6, so that comes out to be this much. Same is the case to be done with the C joint. So here you can see the thing what we did here. I beg your pardon, this has to be minus 5.88 into 0.6 into 4, as I have copied it as it is here. So you can have this particular correction into this particular step. Is it okay? So this into 0.6 and its negative will give you this value. Same is the case with the another part of the joint C, and this is how we did the what we can say moment distribution, and now this is to be carried over on the far end. So here you can see half of this is to be transferred on the far end A, this half is to be transferred far end C, this half is to be transferred far end B, and this half is to be transferred on the far end here. Is it okay? So here also we have done the half of that transferred to joint D. So this is how we have done the what we can say carrying over of the moment about joint B toward the far end. After finishing with this, again we have to do with the another iteration. Is it okay? So let us do the distribution of moment once again. So this multiplied by individual distribution factor for the individual span. So 1.77 into 0.4, it's negative, it is this much. Similarly 1.77 into negative of 0.6, that is equal to minus 1.06. again for the left hand of the C and the right hand of the C. After finishing with this, and we did a distribution of the moment, half of that has to be transferred or carried over to the far end. So let us do that job also. So half of that has been transferred to the far end. So for left hand part of the B, far end is A. For the right hand part of B, far end is C. So half of that has been transferred here. Similarly, about joint C, left of C, its far end is B. So half of that has been transferred here. Similarly, for the right hand part of C, far end is D. So half of that has been transferred to this. So this is how we did the, what we can say, carrying over of the distributed moment about joint B. Now again we have to move with the further iteration. This I come to know from this value. It is converging towards 0. So you can see here, first we did the iteration, then the value was this much, again this, and again it is converging towards 0. So as we go on repeating the iterations, so this value also comes to be equal to 0, and the adjacent value of bending moment also comes to 0. This is what we are going to say into this particular problem. Is it okay? So I'll do one more iteration. So again the unbalanced moment about joint B multiplied by negative of distribution factor on that individual span. Is it okay? So minus 0.37 into negative of 0.4 distribution factor BA. Is it okay? So that comes out to be plus 0.15. Similarly for this, again this into minus of 0.6, so it comes 0.22. Similarly for the C joint, so this into minus 0.6. Is it okay? So here 0.6 and 0.4. So here this is another correction, 0.6 and 0.4. So these are the values are worked out truly according to the assumed correction what I have mentioned right now. Is it okay? So here this is again what we did, the distribution, and once we do the distribution of unbalanced moment about a joint, we know what is to be done. It is to be carried forward for the far end. Is it okay? So let us do the carry forwarding of the distributed moment about joint B. So here you can see half of that has to be transferred to the far end. So this is what is the distribution of moment toward the far end, and half of its magnitude is to be sent to the far end. Now again you can see here it was 0.37, now it is again become less. It goes on lessening till that value is merging toward 0, either of these two. Is it okay? So let us do the distribution once again. We'll perform the iteration once again. So here 0.16 into negative of 0.4, again here on the right hand side of B 0.16 into, or what we can say, 0.37, actually it is 0.16 into 0.6 negative. So this is what is the thing. Also for C we have to do the same, and this is what we have come to know, that no more further iterations are required. As I told you, as the values goes in the downward direction by performing the number of iteration, it is converging towards 0. Is it okay? So you can see the value of the moment distribution was converging or moving towards 0. Is it okay? So this is how we conclude. And another sign where we have to stop is this adjacent difference has to be equal to 0. So after understanding where to stop the iteration, now we have to do the summation of all the moments about that particular joint, which is called as a total moment occurring about the joint. So if I do the algebraic summation of all these from fixed moment till the last, what we say, carryover moment, so I got minus 45.04. Similarly here fixed moment plus this value, this value, this value, this value, and this value, I got this particular 11.53. So those who are trying to understand it here, as you know, I have committed a mistake in transferring this 0.4, 0.6, and here also it was 0.16. So I have committed a mistake here. So please make that small correction, and if you need the corrected values, please do communicate to me so that I can send you the PDF of this particular corrected what we say PowerPoint presentation. So here, moving ahead, again do the algebraic summation of all the moments on the right hand part of B. So this one plus this plus this plus this and all this we go on adding. So you can see the value comes out to be minus 11.53. So you can judge here as left hand of B and right hand of B, their moments are equal and opposite. Means if I do the summation of these two moments about joint B, this value comes out to be equal to 0. Same is the case with joint C. So plus 40.98 minus 40.98 is equal to 0. That means I can conclude this joint being simple support, the moment about that particular point has already been proved equal to 0 for an individual span about that joint. So BA and BC are coming out to be equal and opposite, so as to keep that in the equilibrium. As far as the fixed end supports are concerned, that is A and at point D, they are fixed. So fixed end moments are occurring at that particular thing which is to be taken by that fixed end only. Is it okay? So there cannot be equal to 0. Same is the case with the D joint. So I hope you all are getting how the iterations are to be performed, where the iterations are to be stopped, and how the judgment is to be taken for that stopping of that particular iteration. And ultimately we have to find out the final moment. So here in the last step we have enumerated or done the summation of all the moments and the carried over moment about that particular individual joint on the left hand part as well as on the right hand part of the joint under consideration, and ultimately we did the summation of all these moments. So this is how we have to do the analysis of a continuous beam. And uniqueness of this problem was we did the analysis of the continuous beam along with the sinking of the support. So here B support was getting synced, and we have taken into account the sinking effect happening on that particular continuous beam. So this is what and how we have found out the total final moment, which was one of the objective of this particular problem. Now next last job is to perform what was been asked. We were required to find out the support moment. So we have found out the final moment about the support. So all these are to be plotted as a final moment diagram, and after this we know what is to be done. We have to draw the free bending moment diagram, considering an individual span as a free or simply supported span, and finding out the free bending moment about that individual span, and plotting that we get a free bending moment diagram. And ultimately the last step which we have to do is to superimpose both these two diagrams. Once again I will repeat, this red line is now going to be a new axis where it is to be called as a neutral axis. Below that all are negative bending moment, and above that are the positive bending moment. Here, as these two bending moment diagrams are being superimposed with the different sign convention, one was positive, another was negative, so ultimately resultant is to be found out about this particular point. Is it okay? So here maximum bending moment here is 45, and we have to find out the ordinate of bending moment about this point. So at here it is 45.04, here it is 11.53, so we can definitely find out the bending moment about the center. So after finding out that ordinate, difference of these two ordinates will give you the resultant bending moment for this first span A, B. Similar is the case with the second span. Find the ordinate here, difference of these two ordinates will give you the resultant bending moment about the center, and same is the case with the last span. Is it okay? So this is how we have to go in a very chronological sequence. So if at all, if the basic objective was to construct a shear force diagram, then obviously we have to find out the support reaction, and how the support reactions are to be found out, that you can definitely watch into my earlier videos. So in that case, we are going to consider an individual span AB, show all the active reactive forces along with the final moments, and consider the equilibrium of that particular part AB, and then take a moment about point A or B, and after taking that moment there will be only one unknown remaining, and that will give you definitely the value of the support reaction about that particular span of the beam under consideration. So after finishing with the first span, move to the second span, then third span, and this is how we are going to complete the solution of this problem for finding out the various unknown present for this particular continuous beam, along with the effect of the sinking of the support. So I hope you all have got how the effect of sinking of support is to be taken into account when we are dealing with the moment distribution method. I hope you have understood the methodology, and definitely I am sure you will be able to solve much more numericals on this. So this is what we have for today. In the next class we will be starting with the new article, that is slope deflection method. This is what we have for today now. Thank you very much for watching this video.